Welcome back, y'all. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than usual. I don't usually make build videos, but I really think people are sleeping on Stormcaller for endgame PvE. Now, just to be absolutely clear, it probably still is the weakest Warlock subclass, but don't let that discourage you. Stormcaller is absolutely endgame viable, including GMs, master raids, all that fun stuff, and it's a ton of fun. The trick is to put that arc buddy away and embrace the lightning surge.
Shoryuken! 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 Shoryuken!
First things first, let's go those fragments and aspects set up. We're going to be building entirely around the slide melee lightning surge. You'll also want to use electrostatic mine to generate ionic traces on every arc ability kill. You can play around with the fragments however you would like, since the aspects are doing most of the work, but here's my preferred loadout. We're going to use Spark of Shock to beef up our grenades, Spark of Frequency for some increased reload after a melee, but you'll be doing a lot of those, Spark of Feedback for some extra melee damage in close quarters, and Spark of Resistance because damage resist is incredibly broken in today's sandbox, so go wild. For your melee, I highly recommend you use Chain Lightning over Ball Lightning. It's a nice close quarters jolt option. It gives you a bit of leeway on a missed input so you don't waste your melee, and it has a faster cooldown. Any grenade will get the job done, but storm grenades are by far the best option right now. It is kind of preference, but use storm grenades. Free super, both are pretty bad right now, honestly, not gonna lie, but Chaos Reach does have more PvE utility. Although I'll be honest, it's mostly for ad clear these days. Now, if we're looking to make Stormcaller endgame viable, the best way to do that is currency armlets. I know, Fallen Stunzar is still the big thing right now for the subclass, but trust me, what we're going to be doing here is a lot better. Currencies will give you a significant health bump on any melee kill, charged or uncharged, and give a good amount of passive healing for a few seconds afterwards. So not only are we going to be absolutely spamming the hell out of Jolt, arc abilities, melee slides, everything, but we're going to be staying fully healed up in the process. But to really make this build count, we're going to want to get that melee regen up as much as possible. So just like any other PvE build right now these days, your first goal is 100 resilience because it is unbelievably busted, very not okay, and still has not gotten nerfed. After that, prioritize recovery, then discipline, then strength. Your rift and grenade recharge rates are actually more important here than your melee, because we'll be getting so much melee energy back from the rest of our mods. Melee Wellmaker, obvious reasons. Bountiful Wells, make more wells. Heavy-handed, get half your melee back when charged with light. Ball of Ions for a bit of extra melee strength. Elemental Charge, proc heavy-handed. And at least one outreach mod. You could also use Focusing Strike or Momentum Transfer if you really want to, but you'll probably be giving those up for champion mods anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much. Now if you want to add some extra flavor, slap on Pugilist Weapons. It's demolitionist for melee abilities, you cannot go wrong. Wastelander is a fantastic special weapon pick, fully craftable, just run a lot of dares. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually seem like 1-2 punch works with the lightning surge, but this thing still hits like a truck regardless. You can see here, I get all the same numbers with or without 1-2 punch, but let's be honest, what other perk are you going to use here? For other perks, Volshot is probably the strongest ad clear perk in the game at the moment, and any jolt kills will generate ionic traces, which of course means more melee spam. Of course, your weapon choices are going to be completely dependent on the counters, strikes, whatever you're running, but these are some good general ideas to keep things moving. So with all that said and done, what is the gameplay loop here? You spam your melee for ad clear, throw your grenade to jolt bigger majors, champs, and bosses, and just hold W. This is as simple as it gets. Insane ability regen, constant healing, and unless you slide off a cliff or into a cursed thrall or something, you're pretty much unstoppable. So while that's the entire build with Karnstein's, I do want to touch on one other option a lot of people forget even exists. Bellwinter's Helm. Charge melee kills and finishers blind and weaken everything around you by 30%, with the duration varying by enemy rank. I actually used this on Garon during my recent solo flawless dungeon marathon, since that boss is so tanky and I wanted to speed up a little bit. If you prefer a more aggressive glass cannon playstyle, this is the exotic for you. In terms of fragments, mods, etc., the build is identical otherwise. It's also worth noting, the weaken effect is a void debuff, so you can actually pair it with repulsor brace weapons for extra survivability. And Void Overshields are getting a huge buff next season, so this is going to be a godsend. And that pretty much covers everything. Stormcaller isn't exactly the strongest subclass in the sandbox right now. It's definitely on the weaker end, but it is a lot of fun and very valuable in endgame. Want to see more build videos like this? Let me know. I don't usually make these, but you know what? I have some ideas. Subscribing to the channel goes a long way, and you can follow me on Twitch where I'll be live every Tuesday and Thursday starting next season. Good luck out there, and I will see you next time.